The Interstellar Academy Hall was massive and cold. Tall metal pillars reached the ceiling, covered in symbols from 100 worlds. Cadets from many alien species filled the seats, their eyes glowing, clicking, or shifting as they waited. Today was a special lesson. Instructor Kaeldar, one of the oldest weapon masters in the galaxy, stood proudly at the center of the hall. Behind him floated a glass case filled with ancient blades. Each weapon was sharp, polished, and decorated with glowing runes. "These blades," the instructor said loudly, "are perfect. They were forged before your species even learned to walk. They won wars, ended empires, and shaped the galaxy." The alien cadets made sounds of respect. Some bowed their heads. Others tapped their claws in approval. Then the instructor waved his hand. Another platform rose from the floor. On it lay a simple weapon from Earth. No glowing runes. No decorations. Just metal, grip, and edge. The hall went quiet for 1 second. Then laughter exploded. Some aliens hissed. Some clicked in amusement. Others openly mocked the design. "That is a toy," one cadet said. "Is this how humans fight?" another asked. "Where is the beauty?" a third laughed. Instructor Kaeldar allowed the laughter to continue. Then he smiled. "This," he said, pointing at the Earth weapon, "is a human prototype." It was submitted for comparison. The laughter grew louder. Among the crowd sat Captain Aaron Hale, a human officer invited as an observer. He wore a plain uniform and sat straight, his face calm. Aaron did not laugh. He did not speak. He watched. His eyes moved from blade to blade. He studied their shape, their curve, their grip. He watched how they floated in the field, how the light touched their edges. The instructor continued his speech. "These blades are balanced by tradition. They are designed exactly as they were thousands of years ago. Perfection does not need change." The aliens cheered. Aaron frowned slightly. Something felt wrong. He leaned forward in his seat. His eyes focused on the nearest blade. The balance point sat far from the grip. The weight pulled outward, not inward. He whispered to himself. That would slow the swing. Still, he stayed silent. The instructor picked up one of the ancient blades. He demonstrated a slow, graceful motion. The cadets applauded. Then the instructor turned toward the human section. "Does Earth have anything to say?" he asked, his voice filled with amusement. Several aliens turned to look at Aaron. Some smiled. Some sneered. Aaron hesitated for a moment. He knew the rules. Humans were guests here, not teachers. But he also knew weapons. And what he saw made no sense. He stood up slowly. The hall grew quieter. Instructor Kaeldar raised a brow. "Yes, human." Aaron spoke clearly, using simple words. "I have a question." The instructor gestured for him to continue, still smiling. Aaron looked at the blade, then back at the instructor. "Why are they balanced wrong?" Silence fell across the hall. No one laughed now. Instructor Kaeldar's smile vanished. The air felt heavy. No one had ever questioned weapons older than empires. And a human had just done it. The silence in the Interstellar Academy Hall felt heavy. Every eye was fixed on the human. Instructor Kaeldar stared at Captain Aaron Hale. His expression was no longer amused. It was sharp and cold. "What did you say, human?" the instructor asked. Aaron did not sit down. He remained standing, calm but alert. "I asked why the blades are balanced wrong," he repeated. A wave of whispers moved through the hall. Some aliens looked shocked. Others looked angry. One cadet hissed, "These weapons are sacred." Another growled, "They have never failed." Instructor Kaeldar raised his hand. The hall fell silent again. "You stand in front of weapons older than your species," the instructor said. "They were designed by masters. They have won countless battles. You dare call them wrong?" Aaron took a slow breath. He chose his words carefully. "I am not saying they are weak," he said. I am saying they are inefficient. The word echoed in the hall. Some cadets laughed again. Others leaned forward, curious. The instructor stepped closer to the human. Explain, he said, his voice firm. Aaron nodded. When a blade is balanced too far from the grip, the swing becomes slower. The wrist takes more strain. In long combat, the fighter gets tired faster. A few aliens shifted in their seats. These blades were made to look powerful, Aaron continued, not to move fast. Instructor Kael'thar's eyes narrowed. You claim to understand our weapons better than us. I claim to understand combat, Aaron replied simply. The hall erupted with noise. How arrogant, someone shouted. Humans think they know everything, another said. The instructor raised his hand again. This time his patience was thin. Very well, he said. If you believe the balance is wrong, then prove it. Gasps spread through the hall. Instructor Kael'thar lifted one of the ancient blades. He held it out toward Aaron. Take it, he said. Feel this so-called flaw. Aaron hesitated only for a second. Then he stepped forward. As his hand closed around the grip, his expression changed. The blade was heavier than it looked. The weight pulled forward, fighting his control. He made a slow practice swing. The motion felt awkward, unnatural. The cadets watched closely now. No laughter, only focus. Aaron handed the blade back. The balance fights the user, he said. It should work with the body, not against it. Instructor Kael'thar snorted. You judge centuries of design after one swing. Aaron looked around the hall. I judge it because it was never questioned, he said. That sentence caused unease. The instructor paused. Then he smiled again, but it was not kind. If you believe you can do better, he said. Show us an alternative. Aaron turned toward the second platform, where the Earth prototype rested, silent and plain. The alien cadets leaned forward, curiosity replacing mockery. Aaron walked toward the human weapon, each step echoing in the hall. For the first time, the ancient blades were not the center of attention, and everyone wondered what the human would do next. Captain Aaron Hale stopped in front of the second platform. The Earth weapon rested there in silence, plain, simple, and undecorated. Compared to the ancient blades, it looked small. No glowing symbols. No honored history carved into the metal. The alien cadets watched closely. Some shook their heads. Others whispered in disbelief. That thing cannot compete, one cadet muttered. It looks unfinished, another said. Instructor Kael'thar crossed his arms. Go on, human, he said. Show us your superior design. Aaron placed his hand on the Earth weapon. The grip fit naturally in his palm. The weight felt centered, calm, controlled. He lifted it slowly. This is a prototype, Aaron said. It is not meant to look impressive. It is meant to work. A few cadets scoffed. Aaron held the weapon out so everyone could see. The balance point is close to the grip, he explained. That allows faster movement. Less strain on the wrist. More control. Instructor Kael'thar waved a hand. Words mean nothing, he said. Demonstrate. A combat drone activated near the platform. Its metal body hovered in the air. Target lights flashed on its surface. Aaron took a steady stance. Nothing fancy. No dramatic pose. He moved. The weapon sliced through the air with speed. Smooth and precise. The drone's lights shut off one by one. The hall grew quiet. Aaron stopped. His breathing steady. His grip relaxed. Then Instructor Kael'thar gestured. Now with the ancient blade. Aaron picked up the alien weapon again. The weight pulled forward. The balance felt wrong in his hand. He tried the same movement. The blade moved slower. His wrist adjusted constantly. The strikes were wider, less controlled. The drone reacted faster this time. One light remained active. A low murmur spread through the hall. Aaron stepped back and placed both weapons side by side. No insult is meant, he said. But one was designed for tradition. The other was designed for survival. An elder alien in the front row leaned forward. His eyes narrowed, not in anger, but interest. Instructor Kaeldar did not speak. He watched the weapons closely now. Aaron continued. On Earth, we test everything. We fail, we fix, we improve. No design is sacred. Some cadets shifted uncomfortably. If something works, Aaron said, we keep it. If it does not, we change it. Silence filled the hall again. The ancient blades suddenly looked different. Still beautiful, but frozen in time. One cadet finally spoke. If this is true, she said slowly, why did no one notice before? Aaron looked around. Because no one was allowed to ask, he replied. That answer struck harder than any blade. Instructor Kaeldar exhaled slowly, his confidence shaken for the first time. These weapons shaped the galaxy, he said. They cannot be flawed. Aaron met his gaze. Anything that stops changing becomes flawed, he said simply. The hall felt different now. No laughter. No mockery. Only thought. And for the first time in centuries, the ancient blades were no longer untouchable. The Interstellar Academy Hall did not return to noise. It stayed quiet, heavy with thought. Instructor Kaeldar turned away from the platforms. His eyes moved toward the high seats where the senior scholars sat. Historians, engineers, and war analysts. Run the records, he said slowly. Check the original weapon data. The scholars hesitated. No one had ever questioned these weapons before. But something had changed. Data screens lit up across the hall. Ancient symbols turned into modern numbers. Design records appeared, layer by layer. At first, everything looked perfect. Dates, victories, battle reports. Then one scholar leaned closer. There are no update records, he said carefully. No redesign logs. No improvement cycles. A ripple moved through the hall. Instructor Kaeldar frowned. What do you mean? The scholar swallowed. These blades were finalized thousands of years ago. They were never changed after that. The alien cadets looked at one another. Confused. Uneasy. Aaron watched in silence. Another scholar spoke. Each generation copied the design exactly. Out of respect. Out of tradition. The words hung in the air. Instructor Kaeldar clenched his hands. Our ancestors perfected them, he said. There was no need to change. Aaron finally spoke. Threats change, he said calmly. Enemies change. Bodies change. No one interrupted him. One perfect answer cannot solve every future problem, Aaron added. A senior tactician activated a combat simulation. 2 virtual fighters appeared. One armed with the ancient blade. The other with the Earth prototype. Let us test, the tactician said. The simulation began. At first, the ancient blade held its own. Wide, powerful strikes. Strong defense. Then the Earth weapon adapted. Faster movements. Shorter swings. Less wasted motion. As the fight continued, the ancient blade user slowed. Micro delays appeared. Fatigue markers rose. The Earth fighter stayed steady. After several rounds, the result appeared. Earth prototype victory rate, 67%. The hall gasped. Instructor Kaeldar stared at the numbers. His voice was low. That is not possible. It is, the tactician replied. The human design improves efficiency over time. The cadets whispered nervously. Aaron stepped forward slightly. We do not honor weapons by freezing them, he said. We honor them by making them better. One young cadet raised a trembling hand. Does this mean, she asked, our warriors have been fighting with limits they never knew? No one answered her. The truth settled slowly, painfully. Centuries of pride. Centuries of victory, built on designs that were never questioned. Instructor Kaildar closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, his voice had changed. "We taught that perfection does not change," he said. "But perhaps perfection is the act of changing." That admission shocked the hall more than any result. The ancient blades still floated behind the glass. Still beautiful. Still powerful. But now they looked old. Aaron did not smile. There was no triumph in his eyes. Only understanding. If Earth could redesign weapons, one elder whispered, what else could humans redesign? The question echoed. Not just in the hall, but across the galaxy. The Interstellar Academy Hall felt different now. The air was calm, but heavy with change. The ancient blades still floated inside their glass case. But no one looked at them with blind pride anymore. Instructor Kaildar stood in silence. His shoulders looked heavier than before. Not with anger, but with realization. He turned toward Captain Aaron Hale. "You did not come here to insult us," the instructor said slowly. "You came to warn us." Aaron nodded. "We only ask questions," he replied. "What we do with the answers matters." The senior council rose from their seats. One by one, an elder stepped forward. "Earth's methods must be studied," she said. "Not copied blindly, but understood." Murmurs of agreement spread across the hall. The same cadets who laughed earlier now sat quietly. Some looked ashamed. Others looked inspired. Instructor Kaildar walked toward the Earth prototype. He picked it up carefully, testing its weight. "It feels alive," he admitted, "as if it listens to the user." Aaron smiled slightly. "It was built to serve the fighter," he said, "not the past." The instructor placed the weapon down and turned to the hall. "From this moment," he announced, "the Academy will review all weapon designs. No tradition will be beyond question." The words echoed like a shockwave. The galaxy's oldest military school had just changed its core belief. A message beacon activated, broadcasting the results beyond the Academy. To fleets, to governments, to war councils. Across the stars, reactions followed. Some worlds resisted the idea, calling humans reckless, dangerous. Others listened carefully, because the data could not be ignored. On Earth, the message arrived quietly. Engineers watched the report without celebration. "Only focus." "Good," one of them said. "Now the real work begins." Back at the Academy, Aaron prepared to leave. He had never planned to stay. His role was finished. As he walked toward the exit, a young cadet approached him. The same one who had laughed earlier. "Captain," she said softly, "I never thought to question what I was taught." Aaron stopped. "Neither did we," he replied, "until we learned the cost of not asking." She nodded, understanding. When Aaron left the hall, the doors closed behind him. But something important remained open. The galaxy had seen a truth it could not unsee. That humans were not the strongest, not the fastest, not the oldest, but they were the ones who never stopped improving. The ancient blades would still be honored, but they would no longer rule the future, because the future belonged to those who asked, "Why?" and dared to change the answer. Somewhere among the stars, the laughter faded, replaced by respect, and the galaxy learned a simple lesson. They laughed at Earth's prototype, until they realized humans never stop fixing what is broken.